Hello, what is up guys? thoooooo here today, and today I have for you the official NA/EU Blade & Soul class PvE tier list. That's a mouthful. So the other day I was playing League of Legends with Karopi. That didn't work. And after dying a few times, I decided I would go ahead and look for some tier list to try and improve my game at League of Legends, try and find what classes are good or what characters are good to play as and win some games. And then that got me to thinking, I should totally just rip this off for a Blade & Soul video. So then I went over to Google and I looked, well, what have we got for a Blade & Soul tier list? What happens when I Google that? Well, all we get are some results from some noob YouTuber named thoooooo. I don't know, it's the most recent one that comes up anyway, and I hear he's not really that good, so I tend not to trust his videos. And I mean, honestly, look at his comment section. No way I would trust that guy. So I decided to bring you, the viewer, the most accurate and up-to-date NA/EU PvE tier list in Blade & Soul. So what I'm going to do is split this tier list into 4 different tiers. Note that these tiers don't really mean anything. Tier 4 can still carry a team in PvE just as well as a Tier 1. In fact, you'll probably be better off having one of the Tier 4s in your party because they've probably been playing the game a lot longer than a Tier 1. Since the classes in Tier 1 are just flavor of the month bullshit anyway. But Levi, if this tier list doesn't mean anything, why are you making it then? Because this video is a meme, like my channel. Tier 4. Classes in this tier generally are weaker when compared to similar classes in the game as far as PvE goes. Playstyle wise, they all have unique mechanics that are enjoyable and can even be abused, but there's just another class that does it better. 2 of our residents in this class were placed here with the release of the Warden, Blademaster and Warlock. Blademaster was the tanking king and Warden now owns that, and Warlock was the buff queen, however she has also been replaced. Good job NCSoft combining 2 classes into one and making the others obsolete. Our final entry into Tier 4 is going to be the Summoner. But Levi, the Summoner can do some cool revival mechanics during bosses and it has stealth, it's super useful. Yeah, but Karopi plays as a Summoner, so I kinda have to stick it in Tier 4 just to see what he says in the comment section. Also, my Summoner is named after my ex, so we're gonna have to stick that one into Tier 4. Tier 3. Classes in this tier generally share gameplay mechanics with each other, and none is so much stronger than the other that it warrants being in a higher tier. Basically, these classes are fairly balanced in PvE. Classes like the Destroyer or Blade Dancer bring the party grab for bursting down bosses faster. Other classes bring party protects to defend their whole party. The interesting one of note is the Kung Fu Master, whereas it's not as strong a tank as the Warden, is ranked higher than the Blade Master due to the usefulness of blue buff. That along with Assassin, which is also in this tier, are the only ones capable of bringing that buff, and it has a very strong buff in conjunction with the Soulburn buff from the Warden or Warlock. Basically, all of the other classes in this tier bring solid DPS, useful skills, and are in a decent state as far as the game goes. Tier 2. Classes in this tier are the best at their specific role, tank, DPS, or healing. They are the Warden, Gunslinger, and Soul Fighter. All 3 of these classes bring stupid damage, plus useful buffs. Warden has the best buff in the game with Soul Flare, as well as the best tanking ability. Gunslinger brings insane damage, as well as a skill that resets all of your party members' cooldowns for various skills. Soul Fighter has the ability to heal players, does great damage, and can bring an entire party back to life after you've wiped. It's an amazing ability to have and will create some of the most amazing boss clears you'll ever have. And finally, Tier 1. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll have noticed that 11 classes have already been covered, and you're either A, waiting to see what meme is coming, B, can't count, or C, both. But I think you already know what the answer is to this, and so the 2 members of Tier 1 are going to be the Amazon and PayPal classes. These 2 classes feature the game-breaking mechanic that allows you to take on the appearance of any class you choose and reach maximum gear near instantaneously. Now, the problem with these 2 classes is that they are locked behind IRL achievements, which kinda sucks for most players. Now, usually the prerequisite quest high school or secondary school, depending on your server or region, is required for this, which then allows you to look for a group for the JOB raid. So after you successfully complete the JOB raid a couple of times, you can start funneling some of the rewards from that raid over to your character that's using the Amazon or PayPal classes. Now, for younger players who are level restricted from the JOB raid or high school questline or secondary school questline, there is an alternate path, but it requires parental units whom have completed the previous requisites that we already mentioned here, and you yourself will have to leveled up the speech skill to a very high level. But basically what you do is you ask the parental units to transfer raid currency from the JOB raid into either your Amazon or PayPal character. And anyway guys, that is going to be the tier list in the NA and EU versions of Blade & Soul. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out some of the other videos on the channel. Consider subscribing if you're not already. And as always, I will see you at the next video. Peace. Why are these stock photos so expensive? Screw it, I'm just using paint.